you couldn't tell, I haven't had the best year in poker. I've never folded a hand this strong before in my entire life and lose this $309,000 pot. I pay off Tony G in this $400,000 pot, and my 100K profit before this hand started just completely vanishes. But now it's time to turn the tide around. I'm traveling to the Lodge Card Room in Texas, where the stakes are high and the pressure to perform under the bright lights is even higher. Can I find a way to grind out a win, or will the roller coaster ride continue? Hello, we're here at the Lodge. It's a very busy time right now with the WPT Prime going on right now. So, we're here for a cash game though, not for this tournament that I just might hop into later on, but there is a 10, 25, 50 bigger cash game going on live stream, so we're gonna hop right into the mix. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily have like the best mindset going into this game, primarily because the last time I played cards, I lost $215,000 at Hustler, but this is a smaller game, should be pretty reasonable and fun and chill. So, the stream's about to get started right now. And on top of that, I have 3 hours. I'm operating on 3 hours of sleep. So not necessarily the best overall mindset. You know, lack of confidence, no sleep. But we're going to go play some 10-25. Good luck, guys. Early on in this game, there's already a $100 double straddle on, so we're playing 10, 25, 50, 100 for this hand, and Ite starts off with a big raise to 500. And I'm just not too concerned about this because I look at a very pretty looking king-queen suited. So I bump things up to $2,000 out of position from the blinds, and after some time thinking about it, she makes the call. The flop comes 10, 9, 7, 2 clubs. This is really not the board that favors me too much, but I am still going to bloat up this pot with a straight draw. I bet 2,000 into the middle without realizing just how little money we both had left behind. So Ite decides to go all in. Not what I'd love to see, but considering I have 2 overcards and my straight draw, I feel somewhat priced in to call now, so let's just gamble and see what happens. I'm only running it one time today. We're playing a little bit smaller, and I'm out for blood, whether it's mine or Ite's, but I'm obviously coming from behind, and I need to get lucky here. The turn queen gave me a lot of hope, but river did not come through. So this is a pretty bad start. I lose this hand, and I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard, down $8,000 from this hand, but there's plenty of time to get back as the night is just young. In about an hour into the game now, I haven't been able to get many good cards, but I put on the $200 straddle, and Max starts off with a raise to 500. A few players make the call, and I look down at the infamous 10 deuce. It's Doyle Brunson's famous hand, and in his honor, I defend the straddle and will do my best to win this pot. The flop of 6-6-4 is not super promising for me here, but when everyone checks, I've got some very devious intentions here, with the 5 of hearts comes on the turn. It doesn't seem like anyone is too interested, and if there was someone to have a 6, I'm going to pretend like it's me. I take the aggressive route and bet about the size of the pot, and one by one, everyone folds until Alex, who takes his time thinking about his decision and makes the call. So my plans have been derailed, but at least I have a possible straight draw here. Ace of hearts on the river is now not the best card, as any reasonable person would have a flush draw here that Alex might have, but I'm hoping he just has a hand like a 5. It's very ambitious, but when he checks, I put him all in for about $9,000, which is a very big overbet of the pot. And you can see there is no decision for Alex. It's the quickest call of all time, and I've just punted and gifted 2 double ups within the first hour of this game. This might be one of the best punts of my career, to be honest, and now I've dug myself an even bigger hole, down 22,000 to start today's poker game. Over an hour into the session, and I still haven't won any pots, but Jonah raises to $300, and I look down at one of the best hands in poker, Ace-7 offsuit. We're playing the nit game, and I think I want to play a bigger pot versus someone who may not like folding at this point in the nit game. So I 3-bet to $1,200, and Jonah makes the call. The flop comes Ace-10-10, so there it is, top pair. The first pair I've made all day, so thank you to the Lodge for that. And how perfect is it that the Lodge's sponsor is the best place to join some poker action from the comfort of your own home. It's my favorite place to play, with huge prize pools every single day with small buy-ins. It's available now in both America and Canada. So use my code at sign up for a 20 chip bonus. And with my top pair, I've got a small bet for $500, and Jonah obliges with a call. The turn Jack of Spades brings in a backdoor flush draw, and with just a Jack high kicker now, I elect to just check this hand back. In the river, 5 of Spades brings a backdoor flush draw, and I'm not sure how much more money I can get in with this hand. So I check back with what's the winner a lot of the time, and here we are. I'm officially on the board. This $3,500 pot comes my way, and at least I can say I've finally won a pot. In the following hand, Llama raises to 300, and I haven't seen him play a hand so far today at all. So sometimes I'd raise here with my very lovely 4-5 of diamonds, but considering it's the first time against this opponent, I make the call, and Max calls too. Flop of 8-7-5 comes, and I'm thinking this is actually a pretty decent board for me. I lead out for a small bet of $300 in Llama calls. At this point, I'm putting him on an overpair. It just has to be an overpair given his position, and maybe I'm hoping for a run out that can get him to fold. The turn 9 of clubs brings in a backdoor flush draw, and another perfect card for me to keep firing out to try to bluff off some overpairs. I bet 1,000 into the middle, and sadly, Llama finds the call yet again. The river 10 comes, and now if I were to have a 6, this is no longer the nuts, and it feels very unlikely for me to be holding a jack. So I'm still trying to target aces or kings that want to fold, and I bet very small $800 here into the middle, and after some time in the tank, Llama does end up raising me, and I'm immediately out. Very surprised to see that he had this hand here, pocket jacks, but if he were to have a jack in this spot, it would be just this hand, and I was just unfortunate that I think on different runouts, I would have been able to win this pot, but this definitely was not one of them. With nothing going my way and my confidence is only declining, but the $200 straddle is on, and I see Jack 9 suited, which seems very good enough to play. I raise it up to $500, and I get Sand to call in the big blind, and one of the straddles bumps things up to $2,800. Look, guys, I'm down $22,000 at this point, so if you think there's any chance I'm folding, you're out of your mind. I make the call here, of course, and off to a flop of Jack 8 deuce. It's pretty good for me, but I still feel like I have to be cautious of running into some overpairs. Jonah bets out $1,700, and I think it's a very fair price to continue. The turn 4 of diamonds brings 2 flush draws out there, and now my opponent slows down with a check. I'm very torn between betting or checking here, and I decided to actually elect to check back top pair. I've lost a lot of money today. I guess I'm just afraid to play big pots with top pair now. And when the river 6 of diamonds backdoor flush completes, I'm not very afraid of this card, but I am pessimistic about what hands I can get called by on this river. So when Jonah checks once again, I go about half pot and bet 5,000. Jonah does look suspicious, but not suspicious enough for him to call. So I'll win another pot, even though it was a small one, but I'm still hopeful for a good second half of this stream. Guys, I read all the comments saying I'm a huge punter and they think that I'm bad at poker, but today is the challenge. If you really think that you are better than me at poker tournaments, I finally have something to test it with Peak GTO Drills Challenge. I just took the Peak GTO Drills Challenge. It's 25 hands where every single decision gets graded on GTO accuracy. It's actually pretty sweet and an amazing way to get instant feedback on your mistakes.
Oh wow, I made a mistake here checking this. Really, it's just a range bet?
And today, I'm giving you guys all a chance to try and beat my score for free. Click the link in the description below, sign up today for a 5-day all-access pass to Peak GTO and Poker Coaching at pokercoaching.com/rampagepass. And once you're in, you can play through the drills challenge yourself, test your accuracy, and see how you compare with my score. So try out the challenge, every single spot will get analyzed, and you get 5 free days to check out Poker Coaching and Peak GTO. It's a lot of value, and I highly recommend it. Moving right along, the $200 straddle is on again, and Ite raises it up to $700. I'm in the $100 straddle and decide to make the call with ace-10 offsuit. I just don't think bloating up this pot with his hand makes sense, so we're going to go heads up to a flop of queen-queen-9 2 clubs. I start off with a check, and Ite down bets to 300, a very comfortable amount for me to just see another card with ace high. So I make the call and get rewarded with the beautiful ace on the turn. I check yet again, expecting Ite to continue betting out, and she does, bumping things up to $1,100. Another very easy decision for me. Of course, I've got top pair. How can I ever fold? I make the call, and the jack of clubs on the river comes, and it's really not the most comfortable card seeing. The club comes, the flush comes. Maybe my opponent would just shut down some of her bluffs here, but she is also down as much as I am today. So there's a chance that she can fire out as a bluff, and when I check, she does size up to 4,500, which is facing about a full-sized pot bet. And I've got a very key card in my hand, the 10 of clubs. I take my time thinking about potentially check raising as a bluff, but ultimately this seemed far too ambitious to do that. I just make the call and hear the two perfect words, "You're good." And I win another pot. So slowly, one pot at a time, I could possibly crawl out of the hole that I'm in. I'm now down $13,000 at this point, effectively cutting my losses in half. So let's just hope for more momentum so this upward trajectory continues. After a brutal hour of card death after, I'm back in the action with the premium 8-4 of diamonds, everyone's favorite hand, of course, and I'm in the cutoff with the $800 straddle on and a new nit game. I raise it up to 900. We get 1, 2, 3 calls around the table, so much for those 10-25 stakes. This hand is playing like a 200-400 game, and we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes 9-9-8. So for those who disagreed that 8-4 isn't a premium, shame on you. A pair is a pair, and action checks to me. I throw 1 yellow chip for a $1,000 bet, and I get Sand to make the call. Action folds to Terrace, and I say this as kindly as possible, but he is a special breed of poker player, and he check raises to 4,200, which is a very large bet here, and against anyone else, I'd probably fold my hand. But there's a good chance my hand is still good, and we could play a big one against Terrace. So I make the call, and what's scary is that Sand makes the call behind as well. So I'm really not in love with having this hand on this flop go 3 ways to a turn, and it comes the 10 of hearts, which is a pretty awful card to see, and even worse, Sand just leads out into the middle for $5,000, which gets Terrace out of the way with his very ambitious raise, and I'm pretty frustrated now as well, having to fold my hand. Don't really think Sand is bluffing, and I say goodbye to this $21,000 pot. Honestly, winning this one would have brought me all the way out of the hole. But the next hand starts off with the nit game just ending, so the loser, Alex, puts in the $2,000 in the middle, which is effectively served as an ante. So it feels like to me, for this one specific hand, we're playing $500 $1,000 stakes, and I'm treating it as such. With my $67,000 in my stack, meaning I'm playing with about 67 big blinds, I've got a dilemma here with pocket sixes. Alex raises off to a small size to $800. Naturally, I just make the call because I'm not actually trying to play an insanely big pot with sixes. The issue is we've got a flurry of opponents to call as well. And actions onto Jonah, who 3-bets to a very weird amount, making it 4,200. And remember, I think we're playing much higher stakes in this hand, and to me, we're playing about 15 big blinds effective, so I isolate when he raises, hoping to just see ace-king or ace-queen, and, well, one of these cards are right. Ite ends up having a decision to make, and folds pocket nines, which is fantastic, because now we are only dealing with a $34,000 pot, which could have been way bigger, but I've only got 20% to win. So big thank you to the Nit Game for jacking up the action, and off to the run out here, and we've got to get lucky.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying he saved me.
Please.
Good. Harmonious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're live.
Seven.
Ace, right there. Done. Dust. It's over for Rampage.
9.
8.
It's happening.
1.
8.
Would have been set over set.
There is zero luck for me here once again, and I lose another big pot tonight. There's not a whole much time left in this game, but we do have one more chance with a $50,000 pot to come. Since the game is winding down, I've got King Jack offsuit and raise it to 400. Llama, who's been extremely nitty today, 3-bets to 1275. I'm desperately in a mood to gamble and win some money back, so I can't fold here anymore as much as I really want to. And the flop is Queen 4 Deuce all hearts. Sitting with the King of Hearts, pretty decent spot for me as I get to gamble. He bets 825, and of course, I'm happy to make the call, hoping to see one more heart somewhere out there, right?
Turn 7 of diamonds, no help for me, but there is at least one more card to come and pray for. Really, I just want to win this pot for morale at this point, but Llama bets out 15.75. I've got no decision here besides a call, considering this pretty small bet. And the river, come on, I've been running bad all day, and it's a 9. A complete disaster, missing my flush draw, and even weirder, Llama bets $125. I don't know what this is, but I guess I'll just donate $125 with King High, since I seem to like this guy. He shows me pocket kings, and safe to say, we had two extremely different strength hands in this pot here. He just makes the maximum on this river card, and we experience losing yet another painful hand. And on the last hand of the night, we look down at a premium, the best hand we've seen all day, pocket tens. And 4.5 hours in, this is the hand to play. Alex raises to 500 with the $200 straddle on, and I decide to just make the call next to act. A few players call in, and now San bumps it up to $3,000 with the raise. This is actually massive, especially from another player who hasn't played many hands himself. Alex makes the call as well, and of course, the pocket 10's way too good to fold. I still want to be a little cautious with 3 people to a flop, but I make the call. Flop is 7-5-3, 2 diamonds, and if there was ever a flop to go broke on, I think this will be the one. Especially when San sizes up on this flop to a bet of $6,000. Alex folds pretty quickly. I'm looking at San's stack, and he doesn't have that much behind considering the pot. So after just letting some time pass, I already know I'm going all in, and I act on it. I jam, and I see a snap call from San. This is horrific news for me, but it's actually amazing. I thought I was actually pretty dead, but he just has a flush draw as opposed to having an overpair. This might be the best case scenario, it feels like, especially facing a snap call, and here we go. This is a $55,000 pot, the largest pot of the night going into the last hand of the night, and I'm only running it one time as we need to hold.
Oh, in the middle. San is live to a diamond.
And just like that, it's immediate disaster. The queen of diamonds on the turn gives me completely zero hope with 0%. We double up yet another opponent, and I think I've deliberately doubled up 4 players on the table now at this point. That has to be some sort of new record as this poker session from hell comes to a close. As you can see from the leaderboard, I am by far the biggest loser of the night. More than 2x the next biggest loser, as basically everyone else splits up my losses. And safe to say, this was quite a day to forget.
Welcome to the Canada Poker Road Trip. Starting this November 4th, Rampage and I will take on an insane road trip through Canada, where we'll be competing day to day, city to city, and seeing who can come out on top, raising the stakes and evoking the Canadian poker gods.
We're going to every single major city.
Vancouver, Banff, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto. We'll be doing meetups in every city as well as coming to your very own home games.
Also, I think I'm in desperate need of a haircut, but I'm going to wait because there's going to be so many punishments and challenges, and there's a very high likelihood that one of us will end the trip with a shaved head.
And we're even doing giveaways every single day of the trip.
2 weeks in Canada, celebrating the official launch of Club WPT Gold.
Get ready, Wolfgang and Rampage's takeover starts November 4th.
Alright, I've never left a stream before, and this is the worst ever. So today, we're going to do this together. I'm in the booth. Let's count out how many chips I have left. I brought 140 with me, 140,000. This is 50,000. This is 20,000, that's 70. 72, 73, 73,100, 73,190 is what I got right now. So in for 140, out for 73,190. Worst day of poker for a 10-25 game. Definitely nothing went my way. So bad ending to, well, a bad day. Thanks for watching though. I'm waiting for my chance to win, but not sure when that's gonna be.